Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Home Wrecker Podcast. I am the Golden Greek Alex Arion, joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, Monique. Monique, how are you?
Hello, I am fabulous, thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah. How are you?
Oh, fantastic.
Lovely.
As always.
Of course. Wouldn't
Yes.
have it any other way.
That's right. So, decided we're just going to turn the mics on and record, just kind of talk.
Yeah, why
about
not?
Whatever comes to mind.
Sure.
Whatever happens, whatever. There's no plan. We're just going to talk. We're just going to chat. Because that's what people do, right? They talk.
Well,
they talk to each other.
Yeah. It used to be that way.
And this is like the only time you and I can have like real conversations.
Adult
with, like,
conversations,
children around.
yes.
So this is nice.
Yes.
So, how was your day today?
It was very busy. How about yourself?
I had a busy day too.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I had a very busy day.
Yes.
Homeschooling children is fun.
Yes.
It's very fun.
The joke going around with all the parents is, how do I transfer my kid out of this classroom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's having a tough time with that. All the parents out there.
Yeah, everybody is.
Because think about it,
course.
people are trying to work from home and homeschool their kids. And if you have more than one kid, that's even more work.
Yes.
It's really hard.
I've been homeschooling
That's what she said. You missed it.
Damn it. Oh well. What are you gonna do?
Anyway, but yes, it's difficult.
It is. It is difficult, but it's you got to do what you got to do. I've been homeschooling our oldest now since September.
Well, we started in the summer, actually.
Well, we started in summer, actually, yeah. So, yeah. So, it's something that, I'm used to it now. Adding a younger child into the mix has been a little challenging.
We homeschool kind of, you do most of it, but with all of them, because even during the summer and on the weekends and when our middle child doesn't have school, you teach a lot.
Well, that's just being a parent.
Oh,
I think.
absolutely.
I don't look at it as... Well, I guess it's homeschooling as opposed, but it's just kind of...
You're teaching them.
I'm just being a parent.
Yeah.
But
it's hard for a lot of people right now, especially if you have to work from home, because it's next to impossible.
Yeah, and for so many people, it's tough because you get into a set routine. I'm talking in general. Most people in general that have children get into the set routine of their kids go to school. They either drop them off or they take the bus, whatever the case may be, and then they go to their job, and then they don't get home, and they usually only see their children for a couple hours a night, except for weekends, right, for the most part. And if you have kids involved in activities and things like that, or they go over friends' houses and stuff,
they're staying busy.
Yeah, so now you kind of, there's no gradual change. It's all of a sudden, okay, everybody home all at once, and you can't leave and you can't go and do anything else. So yeah, I can see where it's tough. And then you're tossing on the stress of having to, if you're fortunate enough to still have your job, you're tossing on the stress of working, doing whatever's required for your job, and then also having to homeschool your child because all the schools are closed down.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not used to doing something like that, even if the school is giving you materials and things like that, you still have to be supervising your child, helping them if they need it, paying attention to them, which I know sounds kind of obvious, but it's something you don't think.
It's still work.
It's something you don't think about when you don't have to do it all the time.
But you know what I was just thinking? I think something like this can be really good for bringing families back together. Hopefully, this will be one of the things, because we've got so stuck in this world where, you have parents, you have people working multiple jobs, and they don't get to see their kids. And hopefully now maybe this is going to be a bit of a challenge in the beginning, but hopefully it's something that starts bringing back that family dynamic, because I think a lot of families don't get a lot of quality time together because the kids are at school. Then they have hours and hours of homework to do if they're not doing other extracurricular activities. Well, the parents are working so they can, afford to, pay for a roof over the house and food on the table.
Yeah. And that's if this thing goes any longer, any I mean, we don't know how long this is going to go. This is only the start of the second week.
Well, you hear it's only going to be like a week or two, and then like some people are saying, oh, this could be 10 or 12 weeks. So you never know.
I've heard up to a year. But everybody has, that's the problem in the information age. There's so much information out there, you don't know who to believe or what to believe. I mean, all you can really do is go by what the official government is saying, but even that, I think it gets so misconstrued depending on where you got the the information
absolutely.
from.
And all we can do is, prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's all. So if you are at home now, which I guess most everybody is.
Most people are.
We feel for you. We feel your pain. But yeah, like you said, it's kind of a silver lining could be that if this does drag on and last for a while, maybe you can now get closer with your family. And maybe some people, even though it's going to be difficult at first, this will hopefully bring people closer together, back together. Maybe getting close with your neighbors.
Mm-hmm. That's an important thing too, because a lot of people don't talk to their neighbors, and we're lucky. We like our neighbors. We have great neighbors.
That helps.
Yeah,
sure, it helps.
We're very lucky. So, I mean, my cousin lives down the street from me, a road across from us, and we walked around one day, like starting a neighborhood watch kind of group and just getting to know our neighbors. And it's really nice. And especially during times like these, I think you should get to know your neighbors and, look out for each other and take care of each other. If you have, somebody who's elderly, then maybe see if they need help with anything.
Listen to you giving people
I'm just trying
life
to think,
advice.
I'm just thinking
how to
do good things. Take advantage of this time to do good things.
Yeah, these are common sense things though, but unfortunately common sense isn't very common anymore.
But I was thinking too, try to find the positive in this. I know a lot of people are having a hard time right now, but I recommend just do your best to stay positive and try to find those silver linings.
Yeah, because if you start going down that negative road and starting feeling sorry for yourself or starting to get angry at the situation, that's no good for anybody, especially not for you if you're doing that to yourself. So if this thing goes on for a really, really long time, it's not just the fact that people have lost jobs and that kind of thing. I mean, depending on who you listen to and who you believe, the ramifications of this kind of thing, just the effect that this last couple of weeks has had on businesses, on the economy, we're going to be feeling this for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So the longer this thing goes, the tougher it's going to be, obviously, for everybody, because even if schools open back up, businesses are allowed to open back up, people are allowed to congregate and gather again.
You still took that hit.
You took that hit, and now, again, some people are going to have to start looking for jobs, and it's tough. It's a tough thing.
And we just, everyone who's listening, we wish you all the best. We hope things go well for you.
Of course.
So let's turn this on a kind of more positive note.
What I was going to say was something that, another thing that I feel people should be very careful about is just now that you're home, a lot of people tend to turn the TV on and they just sit in front of the TV or they're on social media all day or whatever. Now it's like, now I got more time to do that because what else am I going to do? I would say this is a perfect time, again, silver lining, if you want to get yourself in shape, if you've been meaning to. If you started that New Year's resolution but fell off the wagon, well, now you can jump back on because now you don't have to go to the gym because you can't. So you don't have to go to work because you can't.
I was just thinking, remember when we had our tiny little apartment? We had what was it, maybe 5.5 feet by 3 feet of space to work out in, and we still did our workouts together in the living room.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, there's no excuse. We had this tiny little apartment, this little living room, and just enough space. We moved our furniture when we were doing our workouts so we could work out together.
Yeah.
And, we made it work.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, now is the time because there's literally no good excuse to allow yourself to get out of shape, to allow yourself to get lazy, to get complacent. If, heaven forbid, if this thing lasts for a long time, you better be ready.
Well, one thing that a lot of people...
You gotta be physically ready for anything that can happen.
Have been saying that they haven't been eating as healthy.
Which I don't get.
Well, I think it's because something weird is going on, so you're thrown off with everything, so you kind of get off your track. This is why
it's... and I don't like to use words like should. You should do this, you should do that. Because I don't want to sound like I'm trying to preach to people. But it's very dangerous now because you're thrown off your normal routine, most people now, because you're stuck at home. Now you have your kids there, your stress levels are high, so you're looking for that comfort, you're looking for that way to release that stress or alleviate some of it, and you look to your comfort foods. You look to overeating, you look to that kind of thing to try to kind of help those feelings a little bit, and that is a dangerous road to go down. Because I hate to be like this, but thinking for the absolute worst, to prepare for the absolute worst, there may be a time soon where you're not going to be able to overeat. So it'd be a good idea to maybe prepare for that now by maybe practicing cutting back on your portions a little bit, maybe eating healthier food. If you can find any at the grocery stores now, unfortunately, depending on where you're at, you may not even have that option anymore. So now portion control is a good thing to maybe begin doing. Mm-hmm. And like I was saying before, daily exercise. Now you literally have no good excuse because you don't have a commute to work. You don't have to feel insecure being around other people that maybe are in shape at the gym. You don't have any of that. You're at home. You're at home.
Something else that people have been doing, though, is getting in touch with their spirituality as well. So there's lots of things you can do. If working out isn't quite your thing, people have started meditating, getting in touch with their spirituality. But I was thinking, just like if you have kids hanging out with your family, like tonight, our boys are coloring and we just start singing. We're singing songs. We're singing like John Denver, Country Roads. We're singing Skid Row, I Remember You.
Good stuff. Just good stuff.
All this, like, we're just singing along and having fun. And we've been playing like games like Go Fish with our family and just trying to make the best of everything.
Yeah, and it kind of, I don't want to say it stinks, because it doesn't stink, it's great for us. We haven't really noticed anything yet as far as any kind of a change with our lives, because we've been doing that kind of stuff with our family anyway. Mm-hmm. We try to do those kind of things all the time. We try to do game nights. We don't watch TV except for maybe 1 or 2 nights a week. We might have a family movie where we watch something all together. We're always together. We try to eat all our meals together as a family. Mm-hmm. That's not a lot of people nowadays, and you could say that's unfortunate. It is what it is. That's just, it's not a lot of people. Now, people are being more forced into those type of situations and scenarios. So, for us, like I said, we're lucky because we've been doing that kind of stuff.
I think we're just lucky because we're very lucky for everything.
Yeah, we've just been very fortunate, and I'm very thankful for that, very grateful. So, don't look at these circumstances as necessarily a negative thing. Yes, they're stressful, yes, they're trying, but it's because it's something new and it's something different. Granted, it's been forced upon us. It's not like a lot of us had a choice in the matter, but it's not, we can't control that. We can only control how we act and how we react.
Exactly.
And especially if you have young kids, if they see you panicking and seeing you freak out, what do you think they're going to do? So, I mean, there's no manual to being a parent or anything like that, but I think it's just it's important to try to be strong for your kids, if for nothing else. Even if you're just acting, just so at least they see things a little differently, because obviously they're having a tough time too. They're not going to school. Their routines are all off. So, just stuff to keep in mind, I guess, for everybody. I mean, like I said, I don't want to come across as, I hope I'm not coming across as preachy or anything. We're just kind of relating our experiences. And
we're just sharing.
And just how we're dealing with everything and what we're experiencing. So, and fortunately, still in our area, everything seems pretty okay.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's still chill for the most part. And I think it's important that as long as everyone can stay chill and not freak out and be nice to each other, you'll be good. Just everyone stay cool.
Yeah, it's important. Again, just to try to remain calm.
Yes.
And it's easier said than done, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have a couple of things that we've planned as far as upcoming shows. Obviously, if you're listening to this now, you know we've had a bunch of bonus shows come out because we just figured, why not? We'll take advantage of the time too, and we'll just put out some more stuff.
We figure a lot of people are at home and they're looking for things to do too, and because not everyone is a parent working from home and homeschooling their kids. So.
Yeah, of course. And we have people who listen all over the world.
Yeah, we do.
And so this is kind of one of those things that it's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
So why not try to connect with as many people as possible for as long as we can.
Yeah, so we're just trying to put out stuff to keep you entertained and hopefully kind of take your mind off of things.
Yeah, of course. So we did the 80s movies.
We did.
I think we've gotten them all now. We have the part 2 of that episode is going to be coming out on Wednesday. This Wednesday. We had our good buddy Sean Gorman stop by and we had a talk about everything that's going on.
Yeah, you did.
We did.
You guys talked. I kind of just kept my mouth shut.
Look, I don't know. You could have talked at any point. I mean, was there anything that you want to add to that conversation now?
No.
By all means, please. We got real in that conversation, I feel. I thought we got pretty real. Some people may not like what we had to say, but reality sometimes...
We stopped getting polite and started
reality
getting real.
sometimes isn't fun. Yeah, well...
reality bites.
You can, at times.
Coming up on our 90s favorite movies.
So are we going to do that?
Oh, we're going to be doing a 90s one. Absolutely.
So
I don't know when,
movies are coming.
but it'll be coming.
Yeah, that'll be coming.
Mm-hmm.
I think we also talked about we're going to do some horror movies.
Yes, 80s horror.
80s horror.
And we still have to do remote viewing.
Yes. With the remote viewing, I don't know when we're going to do that's coming up. We're definitely going to do it, but I have like 4 books that I'm reading on it.
I know, and I want to try to do it. So
I
it might be a month or two.
Another thing I think we're probably going to do is another Missing 411 episode.
Yes.
Those are always fun.
I love those. I mean, they're really sad.
I was going to say, they're fun to do, but the subject, the material is just...
They're fascinating.
Yeah, because you sit and you go, what the heck happened?
It makes you wonder, and you think of all these different theories. I don't mean, I love it, I love people going missing. I mean...
Yeah.
That's horrible. It makes it hard to read, but I like trying to figure out what it could be. Did I just save myself from that?
Well, and that's the thing with those is every time you think you have it figured out. Well, I'm speaking for myself. Anytime I think I have it figured out, then I'll find a new case, and my theory doesn't fit for that case.
I think I figured it out. I'm the smartest person in the world. I figured this out, and then there's something that takes what I have and just throws it all away, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I'm not the smartest person in the world, apparently.
You're not?
Nah, it's overrated anyway.
Yeah, so I think definitely we'll have another one of those coming up pretty soon. And I mean the Office episode we did, I had a lot of fun doing that. So
I know, it's like
I don't know how many of our listeners are fans of The Office, but I'm pretty sure that we're gonna be having a lot.
Let us know if you want more Office episodes. It's just a lot of fun for us talking about it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we're gonna watch the darn show regardless, but it's fun if we can also have an excuse to talk about it too.
I'm curious, will our listeners, do they want to hear about Psych?
I mean, I enjoyed that show a lot.
We love that show.
It's a lot of fun.
It is.
Especially if you're like our age group or like around our age, growing up in the 80s and 90s. A lot of cool pop culture references in that show. Just a lot of fun stuff, in my view.
I watch that show and I'm like, are they in my head? It's like they're picking up on all these little things.
Yeah.
Like there was one thing where Sean Spencer is telling Gus, don't be a mouse-catool. And that's when, with our oldest, I was watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and I'm like, I know that reference, and it's so funny because that's one of the things that popped in my head is like, don't be a mouse-catool would be funny to say, and you said it.
Tremendous.
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. I know, I mean, we've been watching the X-Files as well.
Yes.
Some of those may be fun to talk about.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
That's
maybe.
a good show.
It's a good show. I enjoy it. It is a good show. We're going to go off on talking about our favorite TV shows. The show Gotham.
That was a great show.
What did you think about how it ended? Did we ever talk about that on our show here?
No, we didn't.
What do you think about how that show ended? Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was cool that they, spoilers, ended with it like taking place in the future, kind of thing? I mean, the Batman story, it's Batman. You know, obviously Batman's going to become Batman, all that kind of thing. But did you like the way that because they did do a lot of different things from the comic books and the movie.
I figure it's better than... It's better than just kind of leaving it at like that point. I think it brings you somewhere with it. It lets you do something with it. It's like, okay, because we all kind of know what happens. So considering they weren't going another season, I think for what it was, yeah, it was good.
And that show was canceled, right? Was
I don't
it canceled
understand why Fox cancels all the good shows.
Yeah, they canceled.
Remember Freaky Links? They canceled that.
Freaky Links, that's right. Yeah. Well, or Alcatraz. Which we talked about on our show. Yeah.
What's wrong with you, Fox?
Yeah,
come on.
What the hell? And yeah. Anyhow, what were we talking about? Favorite show? Gotham. Jeez.
Do we like how it ended?
So did you like how it ended? You thought?
Yeah, I did. It's one of those things when you like a show, you get sad and disappointed that it is ending. So almost like nothing's good enough because you prefer it goes on.
Yeah, I mean, like that show, Grimm, was another one.
Show.
Now, did that get canceled, or was that kind of
I don't remember. I think it might have been done.
Because I know they had a conclusion. Thankfully, it's one of those. Like, I can't stand when they have a show that's going and then they cancel it and you never get like a finish.
Like Alcatraz.
Like Alcatraz, exactly. Or when they rush the finish, like Castle. Yeah. They rush it and they just do this like just piss poor ending.
Here you go. Here's something.
Yeah, like come on. You've invested however many years of your life into watching this show. How many hours of your life?
How sad is that? That's kind of pathetic. Son.
It really is when you think of it that way.
Your life really into this show.
When it's put that way, it really is.
Like weeks, years.
Right.
You put in all this time for this TV show.
Yeah, but think about it. That's essentially what you're doing. And how pathetic is that?
Well, when you were saying it, that's what it made me think of.
But I mean, right? But it is. It's kind of pathetic. Like,
and then you have us who watch The Office every night before bed.
Right.
We're constantly quoting it.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. Like, and you have some people they live for that.
Okay, let me. So one show I used to love was Scrubs. Oh, our dishwasher's done apparently. One show that I used to love was Scrubs, and part of it was it used to kind of take me away from all the like where I was in my life, the crappy situations around me. I used to watch Scrubs and it just made me laugh, and it took me away for that period of time. I could just escape and I could watch a show that I totally relate to. Because have you watched Scrubs?
No.
Okay, so it's about Zach Braff. He's a doctor. He works at a hospital. He kind of starts as an intern and works his way up in the people around him. But they kind of play out his imagination, like what he's seeing in his head. So I relate to that because I always have those crazy weird thoughts in my head that I was like, yes, like crazy weird thoughts, and it's being played out and it's funny and it's fun. I related to it, and it allowed me to get away from the not so great things in my life. And I think sometimes for people, watching their favorite show is an escape.
And my microphone gets knocked over. Almost. Whoops. What I was going to say was, and hopefully by us doing these extra shows, whatever you're going through in your life, we're giving you just a little tiny bit of escape as well.
Hopefully.
That's the goal anyhow.
Yeah.
You can listen to us just talk about random stuff. the topic of the day or just
the weird thoughts that run through my head.
Random things that just we decide to talk about when we just turn the mics on with no plan, like tonight.
Yeah.
So hopefully this has been enjoyable. I mean, it's brief, but it's
just a little something.
We just figured we'd just chat.
Yeah.
We weren't tired, so we decided, hey, let's turn the mics on and just talk. See what happens. And the camera, obviously, too. So this is going to be video as well.
So watch us if you're listening.
Yes.
After you're done listening to us, go to YouTube or Brighteon and watch us.
There you go.
And subscribe and like our videos.
Yes. And of course, the usual iTunes. Hit subscribe. 5-star rating if you get a minute. We appreciate it. And we have a Twitter.
At Homewrecker Pod.
Instagram.
Homewrecker Podcast.
And we got some shirts that are up on homewreckerpodcast.com.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I stole your line. I stole your... I apologize.
I can't take you anywhere, can I?
How dare I?
That's okay. I still love you.
I love you too. So I guess that we can just wrap it up for now.
Sure.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Just thanks to everyone who's listening.
Yeah, thanks everybody who's listening,
If
everybody who's watching.
If you have if you want to hear us talk about a certain topic or a movie or a show or whatever, let us know.
Yeah, we take requests.
Yeah.
We don't always honor them, but we take them.
And since this will be out on Tuesday.
Yes.
We will be working on our quarantine playlist very soon, so let us know what you want to hear. I've gotten a couple of requests of things that they want added on, so if you tell us what you would add to your quarantine mixtape, then we'll mention you on our show.
Yeah, we'll add your song and your suggestion to the quarantine playlist.
Yeah. I'm calling it a mixtape, even though
a mixtape?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I used to do that when I was a teenager. I used to make mixtapes
who didn't?
sometimes, right?
I used to do that too. I mean,
That's
come
awesome.
on, of course. It was fun.
It was.
It was a lot of fun.
When my brother was in the Marines, I used to make like punk rock mixtapes for him. So like all my favorite punk bands and songs and ska too. I know how you feel about ska. I don't care. But I used to make mixtapes for him, and he'd be like in Okinawa, Japan, and I'd send it to him. And I used to
That's
I'm
awesome.
horrible at art, but I'd like draw like punk rockers and stuff like for like a cover like on paper and put it in the cassette.
He must have loved getting those packages.
He did.
No, I'm being serious. Like, he must have loved that. Like, you're off in Japan and in the military. I mean, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I used to love
getting something like that. Wouldn't make you happy.
I used to love doing that. Yeah.
It must have been awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
I remember we talk about different Japanese ska bands.
What? Really? They had Japanese ska?
Oh yeah, Pot Shot. Love them.
Okay. No, never heard of them. No idea.
Okay.
I'm not into the ska.
Enough. Enough.
When I was in elementary school, I used to, any cassette tape I would get, I used to dub it and make copies of it, and I'd sell them for like $3 at school.
That's awesome.
I was an entrepreneur even back then.
Look at that.
Yes.
So let us know what you want on our quarantine playlist mixtape.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'd love to hear from you as always, and until next time, or I guess until Wednesday, tomorrow.
Yeah.
When we're back talking about 80s movies again.
Yeah.
We get all the ones that we missed. I'm pretty sure
we promise.
I'm pretty sure we got all of them this time.
Well, there's some that are left out because they're not our favorites. So.
Right, but I'm pretty sure we got.
Well, it's too late. We already recorded.
It's already done. It's coming out.
Damage is done.
Yeah. But anyway, enjoy that one. Hopefully you enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
And until next time, with no music today at all. No opening or closing, ending, closing music.
We don't need it.
We don't need it. Nah, we don't always need it. But anyhow, until next time, I am the Golden Greek Alex Era, and I've been joined, as always, by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing, trophy wife, Monique.
And you've been listening to the Homewrecker Podcast.